Have you ever gotten scammed before? Well, I did. What happened was I got an email or a message on Facebook about a market that was going to be held at this really opulent hotel down here in Napa. And they said, oh yeah, the space is only $50. And this happened in January, where they said that, oh, we always hold these markets at least once every 4 months. When they contacted me, it was about maybe the middle or first or second week of December. But I didn't have stuff to sell at that time, and I didn't really know what I was going to be selling. So I got all excited because they said, oh, January 1st, but that was too close to do all the things that I need to do to prepare for this. So I said, well, do you have anything like around maybe February or March, or even Mother's Day, or because that's when I usually sell my stuff. And I was even willing to do like a summer or maybe closer to the next Christmas. And so she said, oh yeah, we always do, we do that. Well, can you like go ahead and send the money, and well, that was the first red flag. When they ask you for money right away, when they want the payment before the application, that's when you get tipped off that it could be a scam. But I don't know, I was like trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. So I said, well, I'm not ready right now, but then when maybe next year, closer to Christmas, because that's when a lot of people are shopping and that's when you make the most money. She said, oh, okay, whatever. So then she contacted me again, first week of January, or maybe the second week of January. And she said, we're gonna have like a Valentine market at the Meritage Hotel. If you want to join, you can give us your payment so we can have how many vendors are going to be there. So, send your money and this is how much they are. So I'm like, this woman is getting now really pushy. And I'm like, Valentine's Day is not really one of my preferred market dates. So, and plus I didn't really have anything. Because I was just like, slacking. But then I started to think, oh, maybe I can start doing stuff like just cranking things out, and making sure that I am able to join this market. So I started putting all my stuff, sewing, all my sewing stuff together. I was really doing like miniatures at the time, and 1/6 scale miniatures for Barbies and stuff. And I said, okay, well, I'll just put that project aside and get all my sewing stuff done and get products to sell. So I started cranking out, pulling out all of my fabrics, and now it's all over the place. I didn't have enough zippers. I didn't have enough anything to make bags and stuff. So I said, okay, well, I'll just start accumulating those things again. But then, I was in communication with her, and then she said, when can you pay the fee for this market? And then I started to think, this person is becoming very pushy. Let me check with the Meritage Hotel to make sure that they're really having this event, and so I called the Meritage. I said, can I speak with your event manager? They sent me to the event manager, and I said, are you gonna have a market on February whatever, I think it was 12 or 13 or something like that, but closer to Valentine's Day, because I'm being asked to pay the money, and I don't know like what the layout is. But I was just making stuff up, questions to ask her, because I was just so suspicious about this girl. And she said, well, what's her name? So I gave her the name and she said, okay, well, let me call you back. Let me give me your number, and I'll call you back and I'll let you know if we really have an event like that. So she, like maybe another day, the next day she calls me and she said, we don't have anything going on like that. So I went back to the lady and I said, according to the Meritage, you're not, they're not having an event or a market like that. No such market that's happening around Valentine's Day. And she said, oh, no. Did I say Meritage? I said something else. And I said, okay, well, I think this is a scam. I said, I think that, and I was honest with her, don't do this because people are dependent on this. And even if it's only $50, to me, that's a lot of money to just be scammed for. And I said, don't do that. This is a scam. It's a scam. It still hurts when you think that you're going to have this market and then suddenly you don't have a market, and then you made all of these products. Not that it's not going to happen for you and you're not going to be able to sell it somewhere else, but still you're out $50 that you could have bought supplies and fabrics with, and it's just not fair when people do that. So you have to be really vigilant about it and really check to see that that you're not being scammed when somebody communicates or somebody contacts you and trying to get money out of people who are obviously doing this for a living, or it's just your passion. And when things like this happen, it just gets disappointing. You get so discouraged about keep going because it just hurts. So that being said, there's spark of positivity that came out of it. Then I have all of my sewing stuff out, and I'm now really inspired to really have a market somewhere, really have to crank out the inventory so that I can have enough inventory to have a real market with 3 tables, and you got to fill it up. And the more stuff you have, the more you're going to potentially make the money and sell stuff. And I also put my stuff on Etsy, so if anybody is interested. The only thing about Etsy that I don't like is that the fact that they take too many fees. If somebody from Colorado or Texas or Florida, they have these taxes attached to it. So not only are they charging you to post on their website 20 cents per post, they take 3% from your whole sales, and then they take other fees that are attached to it from the state that it comes from. So I'm trying to do it to post my stuff on Instagram so that I could just get a DM and then I could just send it to you directly. Free shipping. I always have free shipping. Just include all the shipping in it. But then if you think about the shipping, the handling, they all add up, and that's taken out of your whole sales total. So you end up I would make a sewing kit for $35. Etsy takes their cut. They take a fee. Their percentage, and then you figure out your labor, and then you're going to the post office. That's why I always say I only go to the post office Tuesdays and Fridays. So twice a week, that's fine. I can do twice a week going, so that I don't waste my gas going back and forth to the post office. And that adds up. So for the $35 item that I sold, I only make $15. Now that's not including the fabric that I used, not including the labor that I expanded to make the stuff. And it's just, we just eat up all of this, and I don't want to pass this big old price to the consumer, because then it kind of discourages people to buy the stuff. But if everybody understands what a little small business person has to go through, maybe they would support us better and maybe not buy too much from Amazon. and some of that stuff, you know, is tax deductible. Like the fees is probably tax deductible, but I haven't made enough to make it worth it for my taxes to be deducted from. So that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about the scam artist that actually motivated me. So I always try to see the positive in every negative thing that happens in my life. I'm not out $50, but I could have been. And if you or anyone you know was scammed that way, you know, they're everywhere. You're not expecting, because you want to see the good in everyone. So if you want to see the good in everyone, you have to trust them. You know, you can't just be distrustful about everybody. Maybe I already knew that when she said $50 for a 20 by 20 or 10 by 10 space. That's pretty low, you know. And I don't think she did her research on how much the spaces really go for, because they can go up to $200 for just a day. And you know, to be able to have to pay $200 and then nobody buys your stuff, that kind of hurts too. And also for my products, I have the simple products that, you know, I make the bookmarks and the AirPod cases and AirPod Pro cases, and the keychain wallets and the toiletry bags. All these things are just normal, you know, regular things that you just pump out. But also I have artful things like sashiko, the stitches, and you know, those are more expensive because you really take your time to make them, and they're very unique in their look. You know, you have one of a kind things that you're offering this person, which is why my sewing kit was $35, is because it had sashiko stitching. It's very unique. Nobody really has one of those. You know, it's actually an art piece that you can use. So yeah, that's it. And until next time, I will see you. And make sure that you stay vigilant. Make sure you like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And I'll see you on the next one.